about being on these streets and stopping violence, like stopping our brothers from shooting and killing each other and killing, our babies. And for me, what I'm realizing is it's gonna take real work. It's not just the shit that we talk on Instagram, and it's a million niggas on Instagram and YouTube that's talking about what they need to do, but it's people like Erica, like I said, that have the peace mobile, that's driving to communities and educating and dealing with those kids in the streets. And I think for me, I want to take an initiative to call out the gangsters, the quote-unquote gangsters who run the hood and say they the biggest blood on the block, they the biggest Crip, they run this, and this is their hood, and they got a million drops, and they got this, or niggas that they not even in a gang. They just supposed to be the tough dude, and they run these things. We have to call for peace agreements. We got to call for rules of engagement. We need to sit down and have contracts. Like if you quote unquote, and you about this life, and you really a gangster, you don't want to see no kids getting shot in the streets. If you really a gangster, you don't want innocent civilians being shot and murdered daily. You don't want to put civilians in harm's way. If you really a gangster, you want to protect your community. You want your community to feel safe. You want the old ladies to feel like they can walk through your community and nobody's going to hurt them. You want the women to feel safe in your communities. You want the babies to be able to go to school and grow up in your communities. That's what really gangster is. So what I want to do, I've been thinking about it for a long time. I just shout out to New Paul. We met with some Bloods and some Crips in Brooklyn last week, and they signed a peace treaty. And what I want to do is, I want to go to the hood. Like I want to go to all of these hoods. We're gonna start wherever. I want to start out in the hoods, going to the projects, going to the places where that they say it's high complexity violence. I want the gangsters to meet me on the corners. I want all of the gangsters, the niggas who run, the OGs, the one who really been out in the streets, that's still on the streets, that have respect, that people respect you and your word means something. I want you to meet me on the corner, and I want us to talk about how do we sign agreements for peace, for real peace. Like I want to go to the corners of the blocks. I want to meet with I want y'all to hit me up. You say you an OG, you say you a gangster, all of this. I want y'all to hit me up. Literally DM me, say, yo, brother, pull up on my block. Cause I want us to visually, I want to go live. I want y'all to sign statements. Sign agreements that, hey, we not shooting on this corner. We not allowing nobody else to shoot on this corner. Because this is our community and we love our community. We want our kids to feel safe. I want the gangsters, the G's, the OGs. I want y'all to meet me on all of these corners. I'm going to all the corners. First tomorrow, I'm going to my block. I'm going to High Bridge. I want to go to Webster. I want to go to Soundview. I want to go to Castle Hill. I want to go to all of these blocks. I want to go to 183rd. I want to go to 4th. I want to go all the blocks. I want the gangsters to meet me on the corners. Because that's what gangster is. Gangster is when you decide that you have enough respect in your community that you can stop the killings. Anybody can shoot somebody. But when you really respect it, in your communities, they're not going to shoot somebody because you say that's not what's happening. No, it ain't the niggas that's causing it. It's the dudes that say they really gangsters. Right? That's what I want. That's when you real gangster and you so quote unquote you real, you all of this, you don't want to harm no kids and no woman. We want to sign peace agreements in these communities. We want to make sure kids, we not doing no violent anything with these kids and these women is outside. Right? That's when you gangster. That's when you real. You're not real because you shooting and you hit innocent babies. That shit ain't real. It ain't even real because you shooting. It ain't nothing real about that shit. I hear you did whatever. Listen, we at a different time, man. We're at a different time, man. And what we need to be right now is saying to ourselves, man, this shit can't continue to go on like this. Like Erica, there is a street code. There's a code of manhood. No woman and no children. And this shit is going beyond that. So if you're a real gangster, I want you to meet me on the corner. Tell me to pull up wherever you at. Pull up with the big homies. I want to pull up on the big homies. I want to have conversations with the big homies. I want y'all to sit there and agree. Look, niggas ain't shooting and killing no kids on our corners. We ain't shooting and killing no innocent civilians on our corners. That's what I want. I want to see that. That's what real shit is. So if you call yourself a G, you all this shit, tell me, pull up. I'm pulling up in the hoods. I'm coming to the hoods. I want to have conversations with the real G's. That's what I want to do. We drawing up peace agreements. We drawing up rules of engagement. We drawing up all this shit. Like, this shit is out of control. We shooting the babies. We just gonna keep killing babies. And nobody ain't gonna say nothing. All these tough, grown, gangster G, all this OG shit, all this shit, ain't nobody gonna stop nothing. Ain't no nothing. I just want to know, ain't gonna be nothing. Ain't nothing gonna stop. Ain't nobody gonna call nothing out. Ain't nobody gonna say, yo, nah, this ain't what we doing. I'm not just talking. Like, I need niggas to come outside. I don't want to do it on the internet. I'm tired of niggas. There's a bunch of niggas on. Everybody's the internet somebody. Everybody's the internet this and the YouTube this. Everybody got a YouTube page and internet shit, and they talking about what everybody ain't doing. I don't want to talk about what niggas ain't doing. I want to go outside with the G's and the gangsters, and if I got to put my life, if I have to lose my life to save a baby's life, then I'm willing to do that. That's what men do. If me going to the hood, having conversations, real conversations with the street niggas, if y'all feel like you want to take my life because I'm willing to stand up and say, hey, we need to have real agreements. We need to have rules of engagement. We got to do something different. We have to do something different because we killing these babies. Then so be it. But we can't keep it. It can't go like this. So that's what I want to do. All the G's and the gangsters. All of that. Pull up. We want to pull up. I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up to the communities. I'm pulling up to the hoods where they shooting. Where I know that the G's is at. I want to talk to your big homies. I want to have conversations with the big homies. I want you to explain to me why it's okay that niggas keep killing kids on the block. For real, I want to, first I want to go to all of these communities. I want to pull up. Tell me, when y'all outside, tell me, please. If you call yourself a G and this is some shit that you ready to do, call me. Call me. You the big homie on your block. You a nigga that's respected, and you want to stand by and say, hey, we signing peace agreements on these corners. We sign rules of engagement. We're gonna draw up the rules of engagement, and we're gonna draw up peace agreements, not treaties, but agreements. That we're gonna do everything in our possible power to protect these babies and these kids and these women from harm's way. We're gonna do everything we possibly can to keep our kids and our women out of harm's way. Like, this is what I want. I want the G's. I don't want the fake ones. Because if you think it's okay to shoot a nigga, a baby, and it's okay, and that's just part of the game, if you think that, I don't even want to have a conversation with you. Like, I'm pulling up to the communities. I don't want to just march. Fuck, I'm tired of just marching. The next march I have is going to really mean something. We've been marching. There's nothing wrong with marching, but I want to pull up and have real conversations in the communities with the niggas who call the shots. The niggas who outside and they say they respect it. If you really respect it, pull up on me and we're gonna draw up these peace agreements. We're gonna put them shits all over the community. We pledging the peace. This is Peace Awareness Month. This is gun violence awareness. Is peace. Shout out to Erica Fowler, but we gotta pull up on these communities. I'm tired of just talking and tweeting about it and having these conversations. I want to go and sit down with niggas, B. I want to show the world. We going to go live and we're going to have motherfucking pull up. Erica, as soon as Angie get back, I'm in the house with my kids. I would have been outside. I literally just got home. But she just left me in the house with the babies because she had to do something. But I want to go to the community where they shot that boy. I want to pull up on there first. That's the first place we need to pull up. That's the first place. And then we need to just keep going to these hoods, man. Because if you say you real, you don't want to see no babies getting killed. So you're going to sign that peace agreement. You're going to sign them rules of engagement. You're going to be all for that. But I'm done talking about this shit because I've really been sitting there thinking about this shit, yo. I'm tired of having conversations. I want to pull up on the niggas that say they somebody. The niggas that run the block. You gangster? Then make sure you protect these babies. That's what gangster is. Gangster is you protect these babies. Gangster is your word is strong enough that you can say, bro, we ain't shooting. We're not doing none of that shit over here. We respect our community enough that we're not doing that. Sure, we can't stop everything. We get what we dealing with. But the reality is, when we holding people accountable, when we make it uncool, when a nigga understand that shit is not respected, it's not accepted in your community because your word holds bond, because you respect it, not because you tough, because you respect it. Or queens, whoever it is. We not like this shit is out of control now. It's too much. And then we go into different states. Listen to me. My DM should be flooded. All of the real G's and the gangsters and all that, I want y'all to come with me. We going hood to hood and we pulling up on the gangsters. And we want the gangsters to sign. We're not making them do anything. But if you a gangster, you want to sign that agreement. You want to show the world. You want to show the world, nigga, that this is what it is. We drawing peace agreements up. We got rules of engagement. We get into conflict. We sitting down at the table like men. We trying to resolve conflict before we go to any level of violence. The first thing we doing is trying to resolve conflicts. Our first action ain't to shoot and kill each other. Our first action ain't to pull out a gun on the corner and shoot and try to take somebody's life. Not knowing who you gonna hit. That's not our first action. That's not gangster. That's not real. That's not G. That's not OG. Shit is corny. And somehow this coward culture done took over. So I'm calling on the real G's. We pulling up in the communities. We going to the communities and we sitting down and we meeting with gangsters and we gonna sit down and we drawing up these peace agreements. We drawing up these rules of engagement. We drawing up how do we settle, how we settle disagreements. I want to have these real conversations because that's the only way it's going to stop. Everybody can tweet and all that shit. Now I want to sit down with the niggas who's respected in the communities. Code of conduct. It's a code of conduct. We're establishing code of conducts in the community again. Get it? Listen, bruh. I get it. It's a lot of shit going on. We still dealing with pen. I get it. But it's not okay that we just killing babies outside. It's not okay that the first course of action in any disagreement is you shoot and kill your brother. It's not okay. It's not okay. Shit ain't okay. I'm outside. To all niggas that's tweeting and all this shit, what you doing, Mysonne? What you gonna do about this? Meet me outside. Meet me outside, nigga. We going to corners. We want to have face to face with the gangsters, with the G's, with the shot callers. I want to have real conversations. We're gonna have these. I'm drawing up these code of conducts. We drawing up these peace agreements, and we want the gangsters to sign them. We want gangsters worldwide, and I want to do this shit worldwide because it's too much. But we're gonna start in New York because the shit that's happening in New York is out of control. But I want the real gangsters to sit up and say, yo, this is not what we doing. We just not doing this no more. We just not okay that we shooting babies. It's not okay. It's just not okay. Code of conduct. Well, we got to keep on. That's what I'm doing. So when you ask me what I want to do, listen, I done marched. I done brought peace treaties together. I done did all this shit. Now I want to go have real direct conversation with the gangsters and the G's in the community. And we're going to establish code of conducts. We're going to establish rules of engagement. We're going to draw up peace agreements. Not treaties, but agreements. We agreeing to peace on these terms. We agreeing to make sure that babies ain't dying in the street. We agreeing to make sure that innocent women and bystanders ain't getting shot because you got into an argument because you don't like the way a nigga look or he down your turf. We not doing that. We not doing that shit no more. That shit is no longer okay. It's no longer acceptable. Well, we need to redistribute and refresh the people's mind. Get them to me. Give me the code of conduct from the Panthers. Somebody DM to. We reestablishing them. Erica's doing the work. Erica been doing this work.